Birthday Bear pointed to the cake on his tummy.
Now, birthdays should be happy, right?
Of course, said Melissa.
But what about someone who hasn't had a happy birthday in a long time?
Who do you mean? Melissa asked.
You probably know her. She lives by herself and...
Birthday Bear looked right at Melissa.
Sometimes people play mean tricks on her.
You mean Mrs. Burke, don't you? Melissa asked quietly.
Exactly.
But she's a witch, Melissa said. Isn't she?
Oh, she's no witch. Just an old lady who would like a friend, said Birthday Bear. Do you know the only way she could get off her broom to fly?
How? Melissa asked.
Buying a ticket on an airplane, Birthday Bear said. Get it?
And then he started to roll on the floor with laughter again. When he got through laughing, he jumped up and said seriously,
Back to work! Back to work!
He walked over to Melissa's toy piano, sat down and tapped out.
Happy birthday to you, he said.
Melissa closed her eyes and sang along. Suddenly, she knew what to do for Mrs. Burke's birthday, and she felt good inside as she sang. On the day of Mrs. Burke's birthday, Melissa still hadn't decided if she was brave enough to carry out her plan. She remembered what the Care Bears had said, but she was still afraid to knock on Mrs. Burke's door. When Melissa left her house, she saw another bear standing in her front yard and rolling a big ball of snow on the ground.
Hi there,
the Care Bear waved. She had a smiling sun on her tummy.
Want to help me build a snow bear?
Sure, said Melissa. But which Care Bear are you?
Oh, that's a good one.
The bear pointed to her smiling sun.
I'm Funshine Bear, and I try to enjoy each moment of the day. Come and help me. Isn't this fun?
Funshine said as she helped Melissa shape the ears.
I love to build snow bears, but it's more fun with you to help. Share the fun and you get twice as much. That's what I always say.
You must be a Share Bear, Melissa joked.
Oh, that's another good one. You know, I'm really a Care Bear.
Melissa drew a smiling sun on the snow bear's tummy with her finger.
How nice,
Funshine said.
I'm very flattered. You must like to share, too. You know what would be really fun? A party. Don't you love parties?
Most of the time, Melissa said carefully.
But what kind of a party could we have?
Funshine Bear asked. Then she did a little dance in the snow.
Oh, I know somebody who needs a little fun on her birthday. Birthday Bear told me all about her, but I seem to have forgotten her name.
Mrs. Burke? Melissa asked quietly.
That's it. Wouldn't it be fun to give her a good time on her birthday?
Well, Melissa thought about Mrs. Burke all alone, with only her cat for company, and on her birthday. Will you go with me? She asked Funshine Bear.
I wouldn't miss it. I'll walk right up to the door with you.
Not inside? Melissa asked.
No, but I'll be outside watching every minute, just to make sure you are enjoying yourself.
Melissa walked slowly up the path to Mrs. Burke's door.
Ring the bell,
Funshine said excitedly. Funshine Bear disappeared around the side of the house, then peered around the corner.
Be brave,
Funshine whispered.
I'll be right here. Go on, go on. She's going to be so surprised. I can't wait.
Melissa took a deep breath and rang the bell. She waited for what seemed to be a long time. Finally, the door opened. Mrs. Burke looked at her suspiciously. What do you want? Melissa was so scared that she could hardly speak, but she reached into her school bag, took a deep breath, and said, Happy birthday, Mrs. Burke. Mrs. Burke's mouth dropped open in surprise. How did you know it was my birthday? Someone who cares about you told me. What? Oh, this is wonderful. Mrs. Burke read the card. You made it yourself. How beautiful. Mrs. Burke was smiling, but it looked as if she might cry. Come in and help me celebrate. I never expected, I haven't had a birthday card in years. What a thoughtful child you are. Suddenly, Melissa knew that her friends, the Care Bears, were right. Mrs. Burke wasn't a witch at all. A party with her would be fun. Melissa went right into Mrs. Burke's house, ate 2 pieces of homemade apple pie, and sang happy birthday to Mrs. Burke. While she was singing, she glanced up and saw 3 pairs of eyes peeking through the window. The Bears had come to the party, too. After the party, Melissa walked home, and there, pinned to her front door, was a note. This is a friendship note to a special girl. Always remember to share your heart, and please remember us, your friends. Funshine, birthday, and love a lot.